Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Ioli from Yahoo Sports and I have 3 quick points on UFC 225. First, let's talk about the main event. Robert Whittaker defeated Yoel Romero by split decision in an outstanding fight. Unfortunately, because Romero missed weight on Friday, it was a non-title fight as opposed to a fight for the middleweight championship. And I think if that fight was a title fight, we'd be talking about it a long time down the road, debating who won and what we thought of how the fight went. But I thought Whittaker showed himself to be a true star in the making. He fought fantastically well, especially when you consider that he broke his right hand in the first round and went another 4 rounds with Yoel Romero, who was on point in this fight. It's pretty incredible what Whittaker has done in his career. His last fight, when he won the title from Romero, at that point it was an interim championship. He injured his knee in the fight, and yet he went on. And you think about injuring a knee against a world-class wrestler like Yoel Romero, and he managed to hang in there and win that fight. So I guess it shouldn't have been any surprise that he was able to pull it out against Romero in the rematch with a broken hand. Whittaker's just got oodles of toughness, and while I can be critical of Romero for missing weight because it is his job to make weight, you have to give him credit. He fought a very good fight. He showed how tough he is. We'll see how he's able to do if he does indeed move up to light heavyweight like Dana White suggested. I think that's the move you have to make. He's missed weight twice. So now you look at it and you say, how many shots do you give a guy? But I think you move him up to 205 and let's see what happens there. Whittaker, though, I think is a star in the making. Keep an eye on this guy. He is improving steadily, tough as nails guy, an entertaining fighter, and he shows a lot of respect for the sport. Number two, let's praise Colby Covington. I did not like, and I do not like Covington's antics. I think he's kind of stealing from Conor McGregor and Chael Sonnen, more from Sonnen than he is from Conor McGregor in the style of trash talking he's doing. I like people to have their own shtick and come up with their own thing, whatever it is. But certainly Colby is getting public attention by what he's doing. But that obscures the fact that he is another guy that is improving rapidly, and you have to give him credit. Whether you like his trash talk or not, he fought an outstanding fight. I thought Dos Anjos would win that fight because I thought Dos Anjos was more well-rounded. I knew that he had terrific wrestling, meaning Covington, but Dos Anjos is a black belt who can hit and who's got a good chin, and Dos Anjos has a lot going for him. It was a terrific back-and-forth fight, but I thought, give Covington credit. He did what he had to do, and he showed more dimensions to his game than we had seen before, so he is definitely not just a trash talker. And of course, I guess what would really be the story of UFC 225 was the return of CM Punk. And I hope, and I mean this with no ill will toward Punk, the end of CM Punk. In 2014, Punk came to Las Vegas, met the media, and said that his dream was to get out of professional wrestling, to get into mixed martial arts, and to fight in the UFC. Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta endorsed that, and at UFC 203, he actually got a shot, and he fought Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall, as we've come to learn, is a terrific fighter, a developing fighter, and he was way too much for CM Punk, and Mickey Gall submitted him. Punk took more than a year off after that, worked with Duke Roufus. He did everything you would want to see a guy do. But he goes at UFC 225 against Mike Jackson. And Mike Jackson is more a journalist than a fighter. And he really looked bad in the fight. And look, I have respect for anybody who gets in the cage. So I respect Punk. I respect Mike Jackson. Tough guys. It takes a lot to walk up those steps and go in there and do what they did. You're exposing yourself to the world and all your strengths, all your weaknesses. It's a very vulnerable place to be. And But the bottom line is this, Punk just does not have the ability to do this. That sounds harsh, but that's really what this is. He's just not a good enough fighter. He has the desire. He's worked hard. Sure, he sells tickets, but at the end of the day, the UFC is about the best fighters in the world, and I think this kind of experiment is over. And Dana White said it's a wrap for CM Punk. Let's hope he sticks to that. Let's hope Punk enjoys his training. But I think as a 39-year-old, nearly 40-year-old, the time is up on the experiment as CM Punk is an MMA fighter. Hope you enjoyed UFC 225. Really looking to UFC 226. That's coming up in July in Las Vegas. Going to be a terrific card. I will be there with plenty of coverage. Until then, I will talk to you again soon. I appreciate you watching. I'm Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports.